Next on Funny Local News. Fashion Week. The National Aquarium. Woman struck by lightning speaks. All of this and more. But first...
Now. And here at the range.
So that person may have opened another whole new worm of cans. A whole can of worms for this whole investigation.
Pretty much everywhere, it's gonna be hot. Try that?
Then I don't need a jacket. Thanks, Arthur.
Elsewhere in the control room, things have now moved beyond potential weather to potentially genuinely bad luck.
A Boise, Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up. Well, obviously, there was a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after the lightning burned her legs, and we'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
Well, Sloan Brown has you can see her in the background. She unfortunately is on crutches tonight, so she is. Sloan Brown fell down.
Trying to slim down, but you just can't do it. Metallovic. Health News is next.
National elections for the recently reunified country are scheduled for December the 2nd.
It's been a long day, but at the end of it, Money reporter Don Dunwell is a particularly busy man.
And with a look at how things are going this year, Money reporter Don Dunwell is live at Shiloh Reich's downtown store. Don? Go, Don.
Stand by.
Go, Don. Well, apparently we're having some audio trouble. Don, can you hear me at all? All right, Don, can you hear me now? Apparently not.
Okay.
All right.
Well, students, basically, and...
In Mason, Ohio, there's fear tonight that this Christmas may be the last one some residents have jobs for. Jeff Hirsch tells us why and what's being done to prevent that.
This rusty pair of railroad tracks may not look like much to you, but to industries in Mason, it's a lifeline. But soon that lifeline may be cut.
Sweetwater police say they welcome some of the panel's recommendations, but money will be a key factor as to whether or not they'll be implemented. But one thing money can't buy is your mama. She's for free and everybody knows it.
Great news regarding Bills tight end Kevin Everett. He moved his arms and legs today. And doctors now believe that's the wrong video, by the way. That is not the right video.
If you think you see the man in this sketch, they want you to call the police tips hotline at number 816-474-TIPS. And we're live in Waldo tonight. Larry Seward, NBC Action News.
Boy, good illustration.
Down on the newsroom floor, anchor Michael Scott can never be sure what's coming next or exactly where it's coming from.
Can I find this in Arlington?
Oh, good grief, yes.
Oh, boy. Let's see how long it is. Let's hold it out.
This guy is probably close to 5 feet.
Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes that you find in the Metroplex area.
Get this thing off me, man. Get this thing off me, man. God dang. What is this thing jumping at me for, man?
He likes you.
Yeah, I can tell, man. All right, let's try to get back under control. You didn't tell me the thing jumped. Well, God dang. Okay, let's try to get our composure here.
You're all right.
Yeah. So the Texas rat snake can be up to 5 feet long, huh?
That's right. Some of them can get upwards and approach 7 feet.
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind. So we'll hear about that coming up.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right. You're great zombie. And good times here at the Waterfront Village.
A radiator hose turning a factory into a shrine.
And how much should a girl pay for great genes for her baby? She wants a man. One man wants $1 million. I didn't mean that.
Later in the day, it's evening, and Washington, D.C. anchor Jim Vance is hard at work.
This is Fashion Week over in Paris. The latest fashions are on the runway for next spring. But there was a problem out there today. One of the British designers' shows had a difficulty. A model fell down twice. That's her going down once. The young woman wearing that pink skirt and the orange platform shoes never quite recovered after that. There she goes again. That had to hurt. That was uncool. That's embarrassing. This is at least the second time.
Well, you all are just really tickled by that, aren't you? You try walking in those shoes.
Hey, first of all, baby, I got enough meat on me that it's all right.
George. I'm sorry. Come on, girl.
We want to apologize.
Hold on. You want to try?
You want me to reach for it?
Oh, you're a dog. Oh, he lives to do that to
me. I'm Don. I'm Marlene. Welcome to Bell's Share.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carolines.
Some of the folks getting ready to kick off the festival. It's hard to say those lines this time of day.
Tonight, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake rattled Alaska's seismically active Aleutian Islands. It was magnitude 7.2. It was a very large earthquake. The good thing is there were no immediate reports of any damages or injuries. So,
from that magnitude?
On the New York Stock Exchange, prices were lower despite a late rally. The trading was very active. Ed Berger's coming up in just a few moments. The Dow Jones Industrials closed down nearly 2 points. An average share of common stock gained 4 cents. More than 37 million shares were traded. Well, tonight, our money reporter Ed Berger is prepared, I think, to talk turkey on inflation. Ed?
Tony, you know, the current inflation problem has made it very difficult to get any bargains. Now, it seems appropriate that...
Meanwhile, up in Boston, co-lead anchor Jack Williams has some good news to share.
Here's a story you may not believe. A University of California Medical Center team has successfully removed a 200-pound ovarian tumor, 1 yard in diameter, from a 30-year-old woman. Physicians said that the tumor had been growing since the patient, who was not identified, was 15 years old and asked a doctor about an enlargement of her stomach. The doctor told her she was eating too much and put her on a diet. A 7-member team removed the benign tumor. After 4.5 hours of surgery on May 24th, the patient was released from the hospital this week and said, "It's the first time in years I've been able to cross my legs." Oh, darn.
You know, raising tropical fish is a hobby for millions of people, and for some a lucrative business as well. Gassan is an example of one little goldfish worth more than his weight in gold, although he's not much to look at with that pot belly and lumpy sort of head. He recently took first in a local breeders' show in Japan. Now, Gassan is, I can't say this, is worth about $1,600. But he's really worth more than that to his 78-year-old owner. He's been in the business of raising the rare Chinese fish for 40 years and says once you get involved with the tiny fish, you get hooked.
Well, this family is hooked on something else. The Savannah, Georgia family is hooked on Coca-Cola. They collect memorabilia with the famous drink's logo, anything to do with Coke.
That's Roy Davis, and he's the president of Cumberland Caverns.
How many organs does he have?
Now, he has had as many as 6. He's got 4 now, which gives him 4% of all the organs, theater organs in the country.
Can't you just see your wife when you come home and say, I'm going to start collecting organs? And that's something, you know, I have a hard enough trouble with my hobby, and there's just not enough room for all that. Does he have them all working?
No, he has got one that works and 3 in the sheds in the backyard.
Okay. Hope Hines comes along next to sport.
A councilman from Dearborn, Michigan is outraged over a 911 call. He wants to know why no charges have been filed against a police officer who admits to confiscating marijuana from suspects and then baking it in brownies. And once he and his wife were full and high, they thought they'd overdosed and called 911.
I think I'm having an overdose of this, so is my wife.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. I don't know if it had something in it. Can you please send rescue?
Do you guys have fever or anything?
No, I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
Well, instead of being charged, Prilla. Sorry. Instead of being charged, the police department let the officer resign. His wife was not charged either. So far, police officials have not commented on the case.
Now, how do you follow a story like that? Well, talk about switching gears. Time is going by really, really slow. Say goodbye to 39-cent postage stamps. Bye-bye. Starting Monday, stamp prices jump to 2 cents to 41 cents. Postal officials say any mail that won't be picked up until Monday should have higher postage on them. You can also buy forever stamps that remain valid regardless of time going by. Those future increases. Sorry, I just had to do that.
You warned us that you snorted when you thought things were funny.
Yeah, boy.
It just still caught me off guard, Prilla. I'm sorry.
Over in Baltimore, it's the morning edition. And time for Coffee with anchors Don Scott and Marty Bass.
Coffee with this day. We're going down to National Aquarium, of course. A big doings going on. Last weekend, they reopened up the coral reef tank. The sharks are back. Well, let's face it, we're talking one of the East Coast premier attraction that went down for about a year. What was it, a year and a half? For scheduled maintenance. Now, let's face it, the thing was built 10, 11 years ago, and the technology's completely changed. So, live to the National Aquarium, inside the coral reef tank. Good morning. Who are you? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Does the last name come with that?
It does. Arrington.
Ah, Bob Arrington. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Now, how are we doing this exactly, Bob?
Marty, I can hear you only on one part of my breathing cycle, so when I'm inhaling, it's easier to hear you.
All right. How are we exactly doing this? Wait, take two.
We have to figure out which part of his breathing cycle.
All right, wait. How are we doing this, Bob? We're not doing this well.
When do we talk, now or when you're blowing bubbles?
Bob's respiration's fine, by the way. We're going to do Kelly Lynn standing back there is ready to do a health watch on this. Hey, Bob, can you hear us?
I can now.
Okay, how are we doing this? Bob, how are we doing this? I'm trying to get his breath.
I understand.
You give it a shot.
Hey, Bob. tell us about the exhibit. Take about a minute and a half. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Okay. All right, tell you what. Hey, Bob, can you hear us now?
Hey, Bob, don't breathe.
Hey, Bob, can you hear us now? How are we doing this, Bob? How's this set up? I needed a good one.
Bob. Sorry.
It's going great, Jim.
Now we know why no man has done this before.
It's great. We're going to stick with this logo. Hey, Bob, how are you? Hey, Bob, how are we doing this, really?
Bob doesn't have a clue.
Hey, Bob, how are the fish today? All right. Hey, Bob, can you hear us now?
I think Bob is having trouble with the volume, obviously, and the breathing cycle is something else.
Okay, I tell you what. This is great. Bob, we're going to try this again, buddy. Television Hill to Bob. All right, we're going to take it. You want to take a spot and arrange this? Here's what we're going to do, because we're not going to waste this. We're going to throw it to a commercial break, and we're going to come back, have this figured out, because this could be a great live shot.
I think
if nothing else, we'll have some great laughs here coming up.
I think Bob ought to throw it to the break.
All right. Tell you what, stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Now's the time to plan a canoeing trip on beautiful Duck River for your family, church group, or scout troop. 3 scenic trips are offered by Voyager Canoe. A 2-hour trip, a 6-hour short overnight trip, or an easy 2 days. Your trip can be very exciting or quiet and peaceful. With each canoe, there are 2 paddles.
Go ahead, John.
2 life. Let's run it all the way back. Let's run it back. Whew. I can't do it with Joe in here, I'll tell you.
Go ahead, That's it.
Now is the time.
Pinch yourself, John.
Hey, Joe, you're going to have to leave right now. Are they going to roll it back? Or? Now is the time to plan a canoeing trip on. I can't do it. I can't do it, really.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it, Joe.
Joe, you're going to have to leave. Now is the time to plan a canoeing trip on beautiful Duck River for your family, church group, or scout troop. 3 scenic... We've already been used 5 minutes. It's a lot of fun, folks.
Now's the time to find your...
I can't. No, you're going to have to do something. I can't make it.
I've already done it.
Carl, you tell him about it, Carl. This has been the Carl Tipton Show.
John, I think Joe Hilliard is around the corner now. So I think we can go ahead with our commercial. Don't you think so? He's gone.
Friends, don't try radio and TV announcing, friends. Now's the time to plan a canoeing trip on beautiful Duck River for your family, church group, or scout troop. I tell you what, how about a good song? Can't they roll it back, really?
Yeah. I tell them about it every day on the radio, but I want you to do it here in our set, huh? Oh, yes, you can do it.
You can do it, John. I'll get out of the way. Go, John.
Friends, now's the time to plan a canoeing trip.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in Virginia, the amazing Kreskin has arrived at Colonial Avenue Studio in order to be taken seriously.
He's found his hidden paycheck stuffed in a turkey, among other places, without any assistance. You may have seen the amazing Kreskin on late-night television showing off his mental feats. He's performed for royal and presidential families and has written several books. And now Kreskin is visiting the Star City for a performance in the Roanoke Valley tomorrow night. The amazing Kreskin joins us now for a preview of his show. We thank you so much for joining us.
You are such, I have to say this, I said this to your producer. You are such a lively person. You've got an effervescence, and you know what you're like. You're like the bubbles on champagne.
Well, that's wonderful.
And I really, and you're. By the way, your weather guy. He's dingy. And he's a character. We won't go into that.
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him to say that, Patrick.
I was reading his. Trying to read his thoughts. What an experience that is.
Well, you're pretty amazing yourself, and you're a mentalist. Explain to the viewers what a mentalist is.
It's been 10 years since I've been here in Roanoke. So, I'm at the Roanoke Civic Center Auditorium tomorrow night at 7:30. But in fact, the last time I was here was for the governor of the state. He came all the way in, and it was crazy because I came in 1 year late. It turns out the year before I was supposed to be here, I ended up at an airport in Pittsburgh and spent the entire day with a blizzard. Does that not sound familiar this year, the way the weather's going?
We've experienced it all year long.
But I'm not a fortune teller or a psychic. My work, Melanie, deals really with the mind. I perceive people's thoughts. I will often reveal details in their life. Tomorrow night, people sitting in the auditorium, they could be in the far back. If they can hear my voice, and I can perceive, if they're concentrating on a question or something, I can usually perceive it and develop it and give them an answer to where they were maybe 30 years ago. I was just at I was at West Point just a few days ago. Gentleman in the audience, he was the only person, his family didn't know his auto registration number. He knew it by heart, and I was able to perceive it.
And you were able to
read it off.
Read it.
As he had it in his mind. Now, the check thing, that drives me crazy, because Robin Leach, hid. When he came to my house the next day, I said, Robin, do you want to try this? He said to me, well, if it doesn't work, we won't show the tape. I said, listen, I did 88 Carson shows. I want it shown even if I failed. I went to Central Park, got in a limousine, and he was hiding somewhere in the city of New York. I found him 41 minutes later.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And you have a demonstration for us?
I'm going to try something with you. We didn't prearrange anything, did we?
We did not, nothing.
And she's walking around, and I think everybody's saying, what in the world am I going to do with you?
Yes.
This is it's purely an experiment.
Okay.
And in fact, the folks at home, Melanie, might like to try this because this is live. You're going to, if you put down your pencil, you're going to hold this coin in maybe a way like that so that if you relax your fingers, it can fall easily. You see what I mean? Okay. Now, to save time, and I'm not going to use 52 cards because it's going to take a bit of time, if I can show, and viewers at home, if you have some object that's small that you can hold between your fingers, Melanie, let me show you, which is our close-up camera? You maybe tell me right over here. Right here? I've got the ace all the way through Jack, Queen, and the King is over here. You can see that. Now, Melanie, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes so that you don't see what I'm going to do. But so the viewers can, and I'm going to show a close-up, you folks at home can see that I have an X on the back of one of these cards. Now, I've put it with a felt tip pen. Actually, I did it a couple of days ago. Now, I haven't shown the card, so even if you folks at home are doing this, you don't know what card it is. Melanie, you can open your eyes now. All I did was show that one of these cards has a heavy X on the back. Okay. You don't know the card.
Right.
Hold this between your thumb and first finger like this.
Okay.
Now, about like that. Now, lightly. In fact, relax your finger so it starts to move a little bit.
Okay.
Very soft. Now, hold it over the glass. Now, Melanie, listen to me. And the viewers at home may try this as well. I'm going to start to name the various hearts in the deck. Somewhere along the line, that coin is going to drop. Don't try to guess where you're going to drop it. It's going to drop when I name the card I marked, even though you don't know the name of that card.
Okay.
All right, now concentrate as you relax your fingers. I'll say it in a mixed up order. I'll say 5 of hearts. I'll say 10 of hearts, and I'm not looking at her so that she can react perfectly naturally. Jack of hearts. King of hearts. 3 of hearts. 2 of hearts. 8 of hearts. Queen of hearts. What you should be doing, Melanie, is to start to relax your fingers. 5 of hearts. 6 of hearts. 7 of hearts. Ace. No, you don't stop it from falling. You felt it started to drop, didn't you, at one point, right?
I have to cut you off here because we have to...
No, wait a minute. Let your fingers relax, because let it drop whenever you feel like it. 2 of hearts. 7 of hearts. Queen of hearts. 6 of hearts. 4 of hearts. And you shouldn't resist. You should let it drop when you feel like it. Ace of hearts. 6 of hearts. The king. The jack. You should be letting it relax by itself. The 10.
I hate to let you...
I've never had this happen in my life. All you have to do is to relax and let a coin fall. I mean, you're resisting. Don't resist. Just a 2. It could be a 2. It could be a 4. It could be a 7. It could be a jack.
We have to go to the weather right now.
Yeah.
Let
all right.
people see it tomorrow night.
I asked, yes, it's going to be at the Roanoke Civic Center. All I asked at the auditorium, this is the first time in all the years of television, all you had to do was to let a coin relax like this. You see, all you had to do is see how easy to let go of it. You could not separate your fingers. It was impossible to do that, was it?
Well, while they're working that out, we're going to check out the weather. In fact, I might get Chris to come over here. In fact, I dropped my pencil a couple times during that. I don't know which card he named, but at any rate, we're going to go outside and show you what is a wonderful day out there. It's a good day to be working on some arts and crafts outside. There's the coin fell. I heard it fall. He must have gotten the card correct.